Hello friends, I am Arpit and I am here with today's analysis. Today is 13th of November and we are going to deal with two very important topics which are in news. The first, we are going to talk about the Toto tribes. The Toto tribes are an indigenous group of tribal people living on the Indo-Bhutan border. Why they are in news? They are in news because their population has been dwindling. Only 1600 of them have been left. This can be credited to the low birth rate among them, the lack of medical facilities, external threats like outsiders encroaching their areas for commercial farming, and the out-migration of the Toto tribes, the younger generation. Now, this has left them vulnerable in terms of population, and they have been classified as a particularly vulnerable tribal group also by the government of India. Certain actions need to be taken from the government side as well as from the tribal peoples themselves. Tribal peoples need to promote birth rate, they need to promote the stoppage of out migration, and the government needs to check into the encroachment upon their territories. Second is pollution in the Sultej River. People in Rajasthan, in the Ganganagar district, are protesting due to this. They shut down the market, schools, and they were out on the streets. They believe that industries from Punjab area, specifically talking about Ludhiana, pollute this particular river which enters Rajasthan, or the stream or tributary of it enters Rajasthan, and the people over there are having access to polluted water. The Indira Gandhi Canal system brings it to Rajasthan. So that needs to be taken care of, but adequate measures as of now are not being undertaken by any of the levels of the government, neither the state governments nor the central governments. So these are the two topics, and we will be dealing with the MCQs based on these two topics and discussing the answers to the MCQs of yesterday. So the Toto tribes. The Toto tribes basically are an indigenous group of tribes. They live on the Indo-Bhutan border, and West Bengal is that particular state in which they're living in. And their village is known as Totopara. So, as you can see, and Alipurduar district of West Bengal they live in. Tribe has been facing significant challenges in preserving its unique culture, language, and their way of life due to its small population size now. What is the size? 1600 of them are remaining. The geographical location and habitat. Totopara village. Toto tribe is concentrated in the Totopara village situated in the Alipurduar district of West Bengal near Bhutanese border. Jaldapara Wildlife Sanctuary is the wildlife sanctuary where they are in the periphery of that particular wildlife sanctuary. So Totopara is located within the periphery of Jaldapara Wildlife Sanctuary, which is known for its rich biodiversity. So since it is a protected area, so they enjoy that particular surroundings, lush green, highly biodiverse and all. The Torsa River, this village is situated on the banks of Torsa River, which flows between India and Bhutan. So this is what we need to understand with respect to their geographical location. Now we should know something about their ethnic and anthropological background as well, which race they belong to, what is their structure, socio-cultural structure and all. So they first of all belong to the Tibetan Mongoloid race. Toto tribe belongs to this ethnic groups, which basically are largely the ethnic groups found in northeast of India, in Sikkim, and some northern parts of West Bengal. These people are also found in states like Ladakh or Himachal or Uttarakhand. Chinese are belonging to this particular race. They have a flat nose, small eyes, and a fair colored skin. Population and endangerment. With just over 1600 members, the Toto tribe is considered one of the most endangered tribes in the world right now. The small population has made the tribe vulnerable to extinction. So this is what the threat they are facing. The tribal classification, particularly vulnerable tribal group. Toto tribe is classified as PVTGs. What are PVTGs? We will discuss as well. What are the criterias which are there for classifying a particular tribe as a PVTG? Because in India there are around 705 tribes, and out of which 75 have been classified as PVTGs. This classification recognizes their vulnerable status due to their small population size, cultural practices, economic dependency, and such like. So cultural and social structure, they are endogamous and exogamous clans. endogamous, which marry within themselves. So largely, if I see the tribal level, they are endogamous, means Toto tribes will marry among the Toto tribes. Let's suppose this is the Toto tribes, and these, I would say, divisions I have made as clans. This is clan 1, this is clan 2. So members of the Toto tribe will not marry within their clans, but they will marry with the members of other clans of the Toto tribe only. This is how they are endogamous, they remain within the Toto tribes, and exogamous, they do not marry within the clans. So exogamous clans and endogamous community. Okay. Individuals are encouraged to marry outside their clan. They have exogamous clans. However, they practice endogamy, meaning marriages within the broader tribe are common. Monogamy means they indulge in one marriage, single marriages only, and anti-dowry, they do not practice dowry. Housing, the traditional housing of the Toto people consists of elevated bamboo huts which thatch roofs adapted to their environment and lifestyle. The bamboo is a common building material being used by the people of the eastern part of the country. They are also using it. Language, they speak the Toto language, but yes, Toto language does not have its own script. It is written in the Bengali script. This language is integral to their identity but is at risk of disappearance as very few people are left, and the younger generation, they are not much avid speakers of this particular language. Beliefs and religion, Hinduism largely they follow with nature worship. So animism plus Hinduism is basically what they are following, nature worship plus Hinduism. Economy and occupation of these people. So their traditional occupation was food gathering, and practice slash and burn means shifting agriculture. Once they used to practice agriculture at a particular place, they used to burn it and move on to the next patch, believing that this patch, due to burning, will restore its fertility. That is called as slash and burn, or that is called as shifting cultivation, which is banned by the government. So they used to do that. This method of farming was sustainable for their small community, but it posed challenges as the population grew and external factors changed the landscape. Porter services. Porter services means you might have heard about Hindi terms like pithu. They used to carry goods and travel from one place to the other place. So many of them were engaged in this. Toto people historically earned money by acting as porters, carrying oranges from Bhutanese orchards to Totopara, means into India. Then agriculture and diversification. Over time, their community shifted towards more settled agriculture, from slash and burn to porters, now to settled agricultures, growing crops for sustenance and trade. The economic practices of the Toto people have diversified, but they still maintain traditional ways of living. Challenges and survival. So risk of extinction is the biggest challenge which they are facing. So due to their small population, isolation and loss of cultural identity, Toto tribe is at a risk of disappearing. Tribe has been actively involved in efforts to preserve their culture, language and way of life, but the odds remain stacked against them. Now here we need to consider one thing, that these tribal people, they are having less access to nutrition, less access to healthcare facilities, less access to education facilities. Their life expectancy is low, death rate one among the highest, birth rate also one among the highest, but many people are born and many people die. Why? Because they are not having access to good healthcare services, they are not having access to good nutrition. So they are left only 1600 now, and that is a cause of concern. And that concern needs to be addressed. Special focus needs to be there on these tribes. Although they are classified as PVTG, the special focus is there. But I would say that extra special focus should be there. There are some external factors as well which these tribes face, like external development pressures such as encroachment and modern agriculture, and internal challenges including declining birth rate, younger generation moving away for better opportunities. So all these things are some external factors which are there. Now, who are the PVTGs, particularly vulnerable tribal groups? PVTGs are more vulnerable among the tribal groups who are in need of greater support and development. 700 scheduled tribes are there in India, and out of them 75 have been identified as PVTGs and are spread across 17 states and 1 UT. Criteria for any tribe to be classified as a PVTG, there are 4 criteria. Pre-agricultural level of technology they are using, low level of literacy they are having, economic backwardness, and a declining or stagnant population, and Toto tribes meet most of these criteria. So in 1975, the government of India initiated to identify most of these vulnerable groups, called them PVTGs, and declared 52 of such groups in 1975. In addition, 23 groups were added to the category in 1993. So some examples: Chola Naikian in Kerala, Kathodi in Gujarat, Jarvas in Andaman Nicobar Islands, Koraga in Karnataka, Toto in West Bengal. So like this. Now the key government schemes and initiatives with respect to the tribal groups, particularly PVTGs. So Pradhan Mantri Adi Adarsh Gram Yojana, we've covered it in detail earlier, launched to improve infrastructure in tribal villages. Next, the aim is to uplift the living standards of tribal communities over here in this particular, I would say, scheme. Socio-economic like healthcare, education and all will be targeted. प्रधानमंत्री जनजाति आदिवासी न्याय महाअभियान PM Janman, which was launched last year 15th of November 2023, and this is basically for benefiting the PVTG communities in 18 states and 1 UT with an outlay of 24,104 crore rupees. So it is basically for giving them speedy justice, for resolving their disputes, and giving them other livelihood facilities and all. Initiative involves relaxing norms for road construction, setting up Anganwadis, providing electricity, ensuring water supply, all these things. Infrastructure relaxations, road constructions, Anganwadi centers and all will be prioritized over there. Jal Jeevan Mission will be prioritized for the PVTGs. This is what the focus of Janman is. Janman in itself is not a scheme, but yes, Janman will focus upon the existing schemes and help reach the saturation of those schemes in the tribal areas. This is actually what it is. Then educational initiatives, scholarship schemes. The Ministry of Tribal Affairs implements 5 scholarship schemes benefiting over 35 lakh students. 2,500 crore rupees is the outlay for this. Integration of state and tribal portals with DBT, that is direct benefits transfers. Establishment of Eklavya model residential schools. So it is a central sector scheme, means it is formed by the center, being implemented by the center for the tribal people, where these Eklavya model residential schools will be created, means these will be boarding schools for the tribal people for educating them. So all these are there, and 288 of them are already sanctioned out of 440. So let's see how they turn out to be for the tribal people. Then next is livelihood and economic empowerment. Pradhan Mantri Janjati Vikas Mission. It focuses on livelihood driven development through creation of Vandhan Vikas Kendras and Vandhan producer enterprises. Then Vandhan Karyakram started in 2019. This program has sanctioned over 3,800 Dhan Vikas Kendras covering 10 lakh people. So all these are basically the initiatives taken for socio-economic development or benefits of the tribal people. Now, health and nutrition. Special focus is there for the sickle cell disease, because sickle cell disease is most common among the tribal population. So we've had this mission for eliminating this by 2047, and government is focusing specifically on those 7 crore people who have this particular disease, and most of them are tribals. Mobile medical units and PVTG hostels under PM Janman, provisions have been made for mobile medical units, multi-purpose centers, PVTG hostels and all, where they can stay and all. So a lot of things are being done, but yes, all depends on the, I would say, implementation. If implementation is smooth, then obviously the outcome will be smooth. So this is how it is going to be. Next is pollution in River Sutlej. So why this is in news? Because people in Rajasthan, the Ganganagar district, were out on the streets. They protested. The markets were closed. The schools were closed. Why? Because Sutlej River, the stream of Sutlej River, which was coming into their region, was polluted. The locals claim that they were polluted due to the industrial outputs or effluents by the industrialists in, or by the industries in Punjab, specifically Ludhiana. So they were not happy about it. So they blame on industrial effluents discharges from factories in neighboring Punjab. Protests included shutdown of markets, schools in several towns, with demonstrators accusing Punjab's industrial activities, particularly in cities like Ludhiana, for contaminating the water. Now about Sutlej River, geography. The Sutlej River is the longest of the 5 tributaries of the Indus River system. So Indus River system, Indus and its 5 tributaries, Jhelum, Chenab, Sutlej, Bias and Ravi. Okay. So this is the longest of them all. Hydrological significance. This river's course is shaped by snow melt from the Himalayas and the monsoon rains. Acha, it originates in Lake Rakshastal. Rakshastal basically is in Tibet, Himalayas. So that is why its course is shaped by the snow melt in the Lake Rakshastal and its region and nearby regions. It flows through Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, and into Pakistan before merging with the Chenab River. So let me tell you, friends, that this river is not coming into Rajasthan, but we have diverted the water of this river. The Harike barrage is there on the confluence of the Sutlej and Bias river, and it is then from there coming into this Rajasthan. So the river supports major hydroelectric projects such as Bhakra Nangal Dam, Karcham Wangtu plant and Nathpa Jakri Dam. Sutlej and Chenab rivers together form the Panjnad. Panjnad means 5 rivers, which eventually merges with the Indus River in Pakistan. Indus Water Treaty of 1960 basically is that treaty between India and Pakistan which decide the flow of these rivers, the 5 rivers and plus one Indus between India and Pakistan. So this division is there. So let's see how this Indus Water Treaty is like. So Indus Water Treaty is about 6 rivers. One is Indus, then second is Jhelum, third is Chenab, fourth is Ravi, Bias and Sutlej. So Bias and Sutlej here, they are merging, and here is this Harike barrage from where it is diverted to Rajasthan. So we should know this, that this particular stream is basically polluted, and industries over here in Punjab, they are responsible for polluting this Sutlej river. Now basically this Indus Water Treaty divides these rivers into 2 halves. These are called as the western rivers and these are called as the eastern rivers. Western rivers, Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, India has limited consumptive rights and unlimited non-consumptive rights. Means we can use the water of these rivers, but for very limited proportions we can use. Major usage rights of these western rivers are with Pakistan. The eastern rivers, that is Ravi, Bias and Sutlej, we have unlimited consumptive rights and unlimited non-consumptive rights. So this is what we need to understand over here. Consumptive means if we are consuming this water for irrigation purpose, domestic purpose or industrial purpose. Non-consumptive rights means if we are using this water for navigation, we are not consuming water at that time, or if we are constructing dams, there also we are not consuming water, because in dams we are just stopping the water for a while and then flowing that water downstream. So this is how we need to look at it, Indus Water Treaty. Now the problem is Buddha Nala. Buddha Nala is a seasonal stream originating from the Malwa region of Punjab. It passes through Ludhiana, an industrial hub, and eventually drains into the Sutlej River. So this brings a lot of pollutants, industrial effluents, chemicals, dyes, and leather waste from Punjab's factories. And this Buddha Nala comes in Sutlej, no pollutes Sutlej. Then Sutlej water is diverted from the Harike barrage towards Rajasthan. That is why people of Rajasthan are worried. So pollution in Sutlej, protesters claim that the pollution is caused by untreated industrial effluents, primarily from chemical, cloth and leather industries in Ludhiana. And Ludhiana is known for these kind of industries. So Ravinder Singh, an organizer of the protest, stated that despite the establishment of sewage treatment plants in Punjab, impact has been minimal. He points out that the polluted water causes health problems, including skin diseases and gastrointestinal issues to the people who are using this for consumptive purposes. See Sutlej, we have unlimited consumptive rights. The government's response: Rajasthan's Sri Ganganagar district collector Manju acknowledged receiving complaints regarding the presence of heavy metals in the water, but lab tests have not confirmed these claims as yet. Local authorities are monitoring the issue and hope for a resolution from both Punjab and Rajasthan state governments. So this can be the next issue of conflict between these two states, which I hope should be resolved amicably by these two states only. If needed, the center should be there. Political and public outcry: farmer leaders and local political parties, including Rupinder Singh, an MLA from Karanpur, Sri Ganganagar districts, have been vocal about this issue. Singh stated that despite petitions being filed against Punjab in the National Green Tribunal, no effective action has been taken. NGT has previously fined the Punjab government rupees 50 crore in 2018 for uncontrolled industrial discharge into the Sultej and Beas rivers. But the tribunal has also directed Rajasthan and Punjab to submit quarterly compliance reports on measures to address the industrial pollutions. But yes, nothing substantial has happened. So key concerns is environmental and health impact. Obviously, if this river water which is polluted, it goes for I would say irrigating the fields, or we use it for domestic consumption, then it can have health impacts on us, it can have environmental impacts, it will impact the terrestrial ecosystem as well as the marine or aquatic ecosystem which is there in the rivers or that particular stream. So impact on local communities can also be found, like farming communities, Sri Ganganagar district where agriculture is the main livelihood. This can also be impacted. Poor water quality is leading to crop damage and is increasing the use of costly water treatment methods. So rising costs, public protests and all, and unrest and all can be there. Market closures, if they are there, so economic losses can be there due to that as well. So role of NGT and legal interventions. Role of NGT has been there, but NGT's judgments and all have not uh, had a major impact, I would say. So this is what we need to see. So all the stakeholders obviously need to be part of it. The governments, the state governments, I would say, Punjab government, the Rajasthan government, uh, NGT, which is basically the sole responsible adjudicatory authority over these kind of issues, central government if needed, and most important, the people. If people stop, ejecting those effluents, then, things will be normal. So this is how this can be tackled. The potential solution is improved effluent treatment. Both Punjab and Haryana need to strengthen the enforcement of these environmental laws and engage in more and more in sewage treatment plants. Then enhanced monitoring and transparency. A joint monitoring mechanism can be set up, including members of both the states, and regular independent audits of industrial plants could ensure that they meet pollution control norms. Community engagement and awareness, as I told you, that one of the major stakeholders is the common people. So they can be engaged, and legal actions, whichever which is decided, should be very strong. They should be complied with, and it should be enforced timely and in an effective manner. So this is what we need to understand and know about this. Now coming on to the MCQs. First is consider the following statements with respect to Toto tribe and mark the correct one. Toto tribes live alongside the Indo-Bhutan border. Toto tribes live on the bank of Mahananda River. Which of these statements are true? Which of these threats are being faced by the Toto tribes? Low birth rate, out-migration, excessive pollution in their habitat. Find the correct combination. Third, which of the following statements about PVTGs are correct, and mark the correct one. Consider the following statements about PVTGs and mark the correct one. This is the actual question. There are 75 tribal groups classified as PVTGs currently. Low level of literacy and economic backwardness are criteria to classify tribals as PVTGs. Fourth, consider the following statements with respect to Sutlej and mark how many of them are correct. River Sutlej originates in China and merges with the Ravi River in India. Bhakra Nangal Dam is built on the Sutlej River. Find the correct answer. Last question, which of these rivers is classified as western rivers according to the Indus Water Treaty? Jhelum, Ravi, Beas, Sutlej. Now the MCQs of yesterday, that is 12-11. Answers to this. Consider the following statements and mark the correct one. One Sun, One World, One Grid was announced by the Indian PM in COP24 of UNFCCC in 2018. It was not announced in COP24. It was announced in 2018, but it was announced in the inaugural session of International Solar Alliance, the first session of ISA. There it was announced. So this statement is wrong. It aims to achieve global interconnected grid by 2050. This statement is correct. So only 2 is going to be the correct answer. With which country India has established grid connections? So this was comparatively easy. Sri Lanka, no, we are talking about establishing. Saudi Arabia, no, we are talking about it. Maldives also we are talking about it, but yes, with Nepal we have established it. With Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh and Myanmar we have established these 4 countries. Consider the following statements and mark the correct ones. India is the fourth largest producer of renewable energy in the world right now. Yes, it is. India aims to be net zero by 2050. No, India aims to be net zero by 2070. So this statement is wrong and the first is right. The only one is going to be the correct answer. Fourth, according to the QS World Rankings 2024, which college is the best ranking college in India? It is IIT Delhi, 44th rank, IIT Bombay, 48th rank. And last question, consider the following statements and mark the correct ones. The Shettihalli Wildlife Sanctuary is located in the southern Western Ghats. No, as per the map which I showed you yesterday, it is in the middle Western Ghats or the central Western Ghats. Okay. So this statement is wrong. It was established in 1974 as a wildlife sanctuary. Yes, it is Karnataka's largest wildlife sanctuary and one of the most biodiverse wildlife sanctuaries also of Karnataka. So these two statements are correct. So only 2 and 3 are going to be the correct option over here. Now with this, we have come to an end of today's session. I will be seeing you tomorrow now with more such informative news pieces. Till then, you guys very well know what to do. Not repeating it today. Namaste. Jai Hind.